So this is... Ah, I see. This is the initiate's computer. Okay. So that's an... Ah! Fuck, I was confused this whole time. So this is the information from initiate. So this is the information about Jewett. Works on the Rosen coincidence. Seems to have organized peaceful protests. Ex of Harrison, bit too shy, maybe hiding something. I wonder what he was up to. Confirmation of completed internship. He worked at the division of in-house security. So this is a talk between Initiate and Goldfiles. You pushed on to this, Goldfiles. My friend, I do appreciate your worries, and I understand them. I too have considered this endlessly, but the result of his consideration can only be to intervene. I don't get it. Intervene in what? Goldfiles, I can't risk telling you that now. I will be placed at Rosentech. This is all I can say. This very gulf has deprived me of the chance for a better future. A future with my sister here. And I will not stand out by when the most sane and intelligent person I know makes such a dick move to become corrupted by the goth. Goldfield, the opportunity to have such an impact on the common future will only come once in a lifetime. I need you to understand this. You bullshit. We can always do something about the government. You find some followers, build a group, gain followers, just like me. Start a guerrilla war. Goldfield, think through what you're saying. Consider the chain of events will set in motion. I will found a cell for this guerrilla war. Then I will recruit members, call to arms, and we start acting, even bombing possible to kill. Then they will increase security measures. Nothing gets better. You've had it. You're making up excuses. This is about money, nothing else. Goldfiles, don't be ridiculous. This is the last time we speak. I will no longer read your blog. I will no longer comment. I will no longer care. It will be gone. Poof. Very well, I understand, says Goldfiles. You are young, you are fiery. It's okay if you do not support the actions of one stupid old man. I would not act differently, I suppose. Maybe it's time to part ways then. It is. Goldfiles, I hope you achieve everything. So, they met before Rosentech. Big Brother. And Vale. Savubona umbofeltu, knock knock, Big Brother. How's life in the nation? Is it still sprawling as the last time you sent me a letter? I sure hope so. I found I got into an unsecured Wi-Fi network. Big Brother, I know you're still so determined to get me in the nation. I'm writing this email to let you know that I'm fine here. Maybe our home in Cape Town isn't a house in Bonton, and of course I miss you dearly. Your system Bali. By the way, your old laptop is fine. In fact, I'm typing this very email on it. Remember the endless hours we sat in front of that tiny broken screen, and you should show me how to operate it. Nina. Real sweet, angry, need to check her. Soldier in the army, has a kid Michael, don't think she's behind this. Joseph, no idea who this guy is. These are just notes he made. Hey, VNT. Oh, that's Initiate. What's up, man? So, you hear about the Bonton bombings? Yeah, was on the news even here. What about you? I've been doing research. I know some peeps who might be behind it. What? I spoke to them, claiming they suspect the government. So the possibilities exist, though people are trying to bullshit me big time, or there's more to it. I need to exclude the latter. You wouldn't know anything about going on with the nation, would you? Actually, I might. There's this rumor. A friend of mine claims to know a guy going by the name of X2, I think, who got recruited by the government. For what? For a cis called Orwell. Like the offer? What is it? Yeah, just like him. It's pretty vague what it actually can do, but everything points at crowdsourced surveillance on the VAP as a whole. They recruit everyday peeps for this outside of nation. Super hush-hush. What, you sure? Assume the worst. Why didn't you tell me earlier, man? Like I said, not sure, all pretty vague. Just on the grapevine. Now where is the connection to the Bonton bombings? System entered the test phase on April 13. Rings a bell? Holy crap. Holy crap indeed. Okay, so this is the things about that. Abraham, need to visit him on the roads and I need to know what he does. He really was there, didn't recognize me though. What's he doing in there? What the hell became of him? Cassandra, mostly harmless. Arrested? Orwell, new surveillance system, crowdsourced can observe. Checked IP so far. Possible intrusion point, back end server, 2 firewalls up there, doable. Benjamin Costing, an advisor, what's this? What's in the investigating? Fuck, got booted out hard. Don't try this IP again, might be tracing me. Okay, so that's the Initiate, but this is what we need to do. This is what we need to upload. So this is the Abraham's PC. This is where he was doing this. So Demiurge. Codex draft. Ethical Codex. Project Demiurge. Rosen Technologies. This document is highly confidential. Do not distribute the copy without authorization. Intention. Goal of this paper is to stipulate a set of mandatory guidelines to be implemented in the mechanics of the hard and software combination titled Demiurge. Said project is in development at Rosen Technologies. As of the creation of this document, the intention of Demiurge is to allow the investigation of crimes and suspect individuals through online information. The very nature of this project demands for the inclusion and embedding of strict limitations in order to ensure the preservation of the privacy of said individuals and anyone related to them. The guidelines stated here shall serve the cause. Okay. Codex Draft 2. The human element. The use of human element in the system shall serve the purpose of keeping the investigation impartial while at the same keeping the powers divided. Demiurge shall be operated by pairs of human element, an advisor who will operate from within the system and an investigator who shall be a client outside the system, i.e. the nation. The advisor shall be employed by the government. Their duties shall include advising the investigator as well as drawing conclusion and requesting action, considering a person a target person. The investigator shall be a citizen outside the nation to reach the utmost impartiality. Must be able to communicate with the advisor. Codex draft. Restriction of discovery. The discovery of a new document shall be restricted to those with which a target person can be identified beyond any doubt, and similar data to the already contained can be detected. The investigator must be prohibited from browsing the web freely, even from public pages. There shall be no distinction between public documents and private or accessible ones. Conclusion. Based on the guidelines proposed in second guidelines, we conclude that ethical surveillance is possible. How can I write this? This is absurd. Mark has to do. There's nothing in the trash. Okay, notes. Private. Make thought change direction. Understood. Wait, this is February 16th. Nina, I suppose my message might come as a surprise to you. After a long time of contemplation, I have come to conclude that you were right when you said we must perform drastic actions to make ourselves be heard. You will probably remember that we talked about helping each other. As I see it, I fulfilled my end of the bargain. The time to fulfill your end has come. I am in need of your help. Let me know when you feel up to the task. When? Yeah. Abe, I thought you had left us. I even understood and come to terms with my own thoughts of why you had vanished. I was against your course of action, even though you have been trying to help me. There's nothing to apologize for. If I can help in any way, I'm willing to hear you upon. Just one thing, if we do this, you must make it absolutely sure we are impossible to be tracked. I don't want anyone to harm my son. Is anyone else with us? We are on our own. Do not inform the other members of Thought, not about me, not about this plan. They will not understand and just make our actions harder to obscure. Let them get on with their lives. This is my plan. From what you have told me, you are more than capable of building a bomb. Are you not? Well, we need 3 of them. Place them at the most important places in town, right before the eyes of the public. Freedom Plaza at the Memorial, Steigen University, and final the Circle Mall. They need to be somewhere that they cause substantial destruction. Hide them well. Very well. Watch out for the CCTV doesn't spot you, especially at Freedom Plaza. For this occasion, I will create a workaround to distract their eyes from you. Your temp working situation will be of use here, giving you plenty of opportunities you will manage. You have my utmost trust. Doing this will convince people surveillance is not of no use and might cause a decent debate, or even the revolt we have been looking to incite. Finally, we might break the back of Delacroix, perhaps even the party in its entirety. It will be the public themselves who will protect us. The outcry against surveillance will be so strong it will obscure our actions. They will no longer be of interest. I will call upon you again, not via email, and tell you when to set and what when to trigger the charges. Finally confirmed and erase all traces of this email. Never reply to this address again. But this was sent by Juliet. Papa. This one isn't. Papa, it is you, isn't it? Don't ask how I found you. It took me quite a while to figure out. You hid your traces very well, but I still managed to find some threads. Abraham Goldfaus, is this who you are now? Well, I hope it was worth it. Leaving Mama, leaving me. What did we do to you? Was it just too much on you? Did you hate us? Do you hate me? Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at you. Somehow I can be. I'm certain you had your reasons. I just want an opportunity to understand them. I want to understand who my father really is. Why he had to leave his wife and daughter all alone. Struggling, crying, hoping every day that you would somehow return. Explaining to my friends that my father was dead, when somehow I always felt like he wasn't. I have no idea if you're interested in me. What I meant to you, if anything at all. I have attached a photo and will tell you a little about me. I finished secondary school and now I attend Stuttgart University where I study journalism. I travel between Greiblingen and Stuttgart every day, even though it takes 1.5 hours. I didn't want to move because of Mama. She's fine most of the time, but I'd rather not leave her alone. Speaking of Mama, I haven't told her that I found you, and I never will. She deserves some certainty though, some closure. Thought it shouldn't come up. Though it shouldn't come up from me, it needs to come from you. This is what she's been waiting for, hoping for, needing for so long now. Please redeem her. As you probably know, she's a kind spirit. She'll find it in her heart to forgive you. Who knows? After such a long time, she might be able to be happy again. This is the one thing I ask of you. Do it for her. Eva. Safe Protocol, USA. I don't understand. Why did you never turn to the press? With all this material we could have created the attention you wanted. No, we could not. Juliet, there's one thing I've learned out of all of this. People need to see the consequences before they ever learn. They must experience them firsthand, or at least see them affect someone they can relate to, otherwise it's all just an abstract concept. Juliet, are you suggesting Nina and Harry have been right all along? You can't possibly mean that. In a way, they have been, yes. Not necessarily about violence or scaring people, only consequences. Consequences that happen right before their eyes of everyday person. Not some report. An event that's going on while everyone is watching. How could we, Jewel, how could we ever hope to achieve such an event? Abraham, if I had an answer, I would have done it, Juliet. I will soon be hospitalized, Juliet. I can feel it. The sickness is getting worse with every passing day. To get up from my chair feels like a Herculean effort by now. We have tried, we have failed. We must accept this. People will eventually discover what madness this project is. All I ask of you is go and get on with your life. Do not waste your life on this as I did. It's not worth the effort. Jewel, no, damn it. It's worth everything, every possible effort. Juliet, you have always regarded my advice. Listen to me in this case too, please. Get into Rosentech for an internship. Delete the backup of the data I stored there. Remove every trace I ever worked on this godforsaken project, then quit. That is no place for you. Just walk away and do not tell everyone. I can't do what you ask for. How could I ever? You're the only one who believed in me always. Abraham, it's exactly why I'm asking you about this, not to anyone else, and it is the reason why I'm asking you to give it a rest. Grant me peace in knowing everything will be alright for the rest of thought. Do it, please. I will, I promise. So then there are these notes. March 2013. Today I started my work at Rosentech. I got assigned my own office in the main tower, right at the top of the 24th floor, next to Victor Rosen himself. I've never felt so misplaced in my life, not even back in Greiblingen, although I was sure it could not possibly get any worse. It's like there are only youngsters here, rushing over the floors, buzzing in the cafeteria, occupying the elevators, all of them staring at me like I am recently unearthed dinosaur fossil. What do I try to achieve here? The constant feeling of not being involved through is niggling at me. We had a April 2013. We had a presentation where I learned the basic project parameters of demiurge. During the meeting, I got a panic attack and nearly had to vomit. I must have been paler than the sheet of paper outlining the conceptual details. The plans for the project are bereft of any ethics or common sense. It's nefarious. Nefarious is not even the word, sinister. That perfect to describe what demiurge is. This software goes way beyond what I had feared in my worst nightmares. It's total observation of, well, everything, without any user interaction required. And they want an ethical codex? Preposterous. I'm conflicted in what to think, how to feel about this. I find I might be able to change the plans from within, restrict this thing. Frankly, if I had any confidence in my ability to change it at all, but it is all gone now. October 2013. I might be in luck. The development team has had severe problem with the application of the recognition algorithm to automatically collect and interpret relevant data so far. There are too many conflicts, too many applicable meanings. If I play this card right, I might be able to convince the project leaders to consider the use of a human element to sort out the misinterpreted and irrelevant data, which in turn might make it at least a bit more humane. January 2014. It worked! The use of the human element referred to as investigator has been confirmed by the project's lead on, and, even more importantly, the government itself. By now I have outlined the fundamental of the codex. We will use not one but two human elements to give one human the full ability to do the research and at the same time draw a conclusion in just too much power in one hand. Instead, the power will be shared between said investigator and an advisor. The latter shall be a government employee on the outside, while it's crucial the investigator is a person on the outside, so an unbiased opinion is assured. I cannot overstate how glad I am that the project lead is absolutely willing to follow my advice. May 2014. During the break in Rosen's cafeteria, I noticed a young man observing me closely from across the room for nearly 15 minutes, again and again when he thought I wasn't noticing. Intrigued and having finished my lunch, I walked over to his table where he sat with a colleague. I asked, I think politely enough, to join in, and they obliged, but the same man that had so intensively stared at me before now looked a bit intimidated. We talked a bit about the project we worked on, to which I had to make up something harmless enough, and he declared to be a student of internship of in-house security. That's initiate. I don't remember how it actually happened, but somehow we came to discuss ethics, and I swear that for a second this young fellow could read my mind. The way he talked, how he reasoned, left a big impression on me. Unfortunately, I had to quit the lively chatter before I could ask for his name. Damned be my recently whimsical digestive system. I'll better not eat in the cafeteria again. August. I have been working on separating persons of interest from those only appearing in relation. Searching for news source documents shall be restricted to where such a target person appear. Only after throughout consideration by the advisor and the administrative staff can a person be considered a target. This should reduce the damage done to privacy to an absolute minimum. On a side note, I'm having a hard time focusing on work with stomach pain like this. I should visit a doctor. This is starting to happen regularly, and it's not the cafeteria food. This was November, right? No. This was the August. Yeah. November 2014. The development team has conducted a first test in a fictitious setting. The results have been disillusioning, devastating. What have I done? How could I have ever thought this was a good thing, when in truth I have helped opening Pandora's box? The investigators somehow managed to convince the advisor that every single person in the test was suspicious. They turned all of them into target persons by bending the truth to his liking. They spied on all of the documents. Persons became labeled without looking at the full picture, without seeing the human being. Nothing works as it was supposed to. To make things even worse, they introduced a third human element to oversee. They call it evaluation. The other two, and make sure the investigator and the advisor do not misuse their powers. This defiles the whole purpose using two elements. There are no ethics in this black hole, only a bootstamping on a human face forever. Oh damn this blindness, this naivety of mine, they must reconsider, they must. February 2nd, 2015. I am at an end. I have had my share. I cannot continue the work. My consciousness got the better of me, especially regarding the circumstances. When I argued with the project lead how Demiurge allowed for massive manipulation, unrestricted mass surveillance, that my ethical codex could easily be circumvented, how Orwellian this bending of the truth was, that everything the investigator considered true became true, he just laughed. He laughed and said what a terrific name Orwell would be for the system. People would assume surveillance and safety with a name like that. I could not believe it. Are they even going to use Orwell's name out of context and give it a new one? This only proves that they have not understand a thing, and they will never. I have to make it stop in another way. It's not going to work from the inside. The people must learn the truth about this madness. Unfortunately, I cannot take anything with me. The checks in the lobby are too strict. It's crucial to undo any trace that might lead to me, or else I'll fall prey to my own abomination. The only thing that's possible is cloning my entire PC onto a drive, which then must remain here, hidden somewhere. Perhaps I will find a way to retrieve it later. I don't know how much time I have left for me. I wish there was more. So that's the last note. And we had the specific UID somewhere. Or is it this one? I think it might be this one. Damn, I'm overwhelmed. I have to take a break for a moment.